Yo, what is good, YouTube family? It's your boy Joe Fit Johnson back at it again, bringing y'all some fire content, man. So today's Christmas, you feel me? And guess what we just did? We just got a few mile run. We just ran a few miles, did some calisthenics. And what I want to talk about today, man, I've been an online fitness coach for almost 4 years now, right? So I've worked with a lot of busy professionals, from high-level entrepreneurs to, family men and women to, single parents. And everybody has the same baseline, right? I'm too busy, right? That's where you start. And I had a conversation with one of my new VIP members, Elton, who was in the same boat, right? Elton is a tech executive. He is a high-level tech professional, you feel me? And he does a lot of other things on the side. He runs a comedy club. He's just always on the grind. He's a people's person, has a lot of responsibility, right? So time was something that was also short for him, right? And when I first started talking to Elton, he shared, the fact that, he had these fitness goals. He worked out here and there, but he didn't really stay consistent. He had never really gotten the results that he wanted, and that he tapped in and he wanted to work with me, right? Months go down the line, probably like 6 months. Nothing really changes, right? I check in, we talk here and there, see him outside around town. But it came a time where he was like, yo, man, I'm ready to work. Then he's like, all right, I'm ready to do it, next month, right? And then next month. So he's procrastinating. And I'm like, Elton, the best time to start is today, man. The best time to start is now. He's like, I want to wait a month, yada, yada, because of X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, yo, we have to be able to recognize our own patterns. And I'm gonna put some clips up of what he had to say out of his own mouth. But the growth that he's experienced in just the first couple of months has been night and day. You know what I'm saying? From somebody who was using the excuse of not having the time, to thinking that he was already performing at a high level and that he had, so much to do and he didn't have time to work out and he just didn't see it in his schedule, from now using fitness as a productivity hack. It's literally a productivity hack.
It's like when I'm firing, I know what it feels like when I'm firing on all cylinders, and I now know what it doesn't. So, and now I know that there are other levels to this shit. Like now I thought I was performing high. I'm like, I'm okay, but I can't wait to see what's gonna come next. And then guess what? The more like relationships, the longer the relationship, the higher the expectations to have the goals. The longer your work, the higher the expectations to have the goals. So how are you gonna meet all this in a sustainable way?
Right.
Without being in the gym, without providing your body the good things that it needs. And then by virtue of me going to the gym, I'm like, I don't want to drink that much. I got to work out tomorrow. So there's just little things that start coming with it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's too much to eat. Maybe well, I don't want to party that much because then I work, I have this, and then I know if I don't go to the gym, so your life just automatically starts going in a very positive way. And even the people you pick being friends with, like, dude, you are on your whole drug thing. This is not where I'm headed. Good for you. Like so now I start to be a little bit okay alone. I'm starting to be like spend some time at home alone, clean my house, and now I understand my next level of growth, which is, you know, pack the gym bag, make life easy. Like, the grocery shopping, the gym bag, those are the things that prevent you from going to the gym because you didn't shop right, and then you don't eat right, then you don't feel like going to the gym. You didn't prepare
Right.
the day before, you didn't do your laundry, you should have all your workout stuff done. That shit is critical, for me. Like, it's gonna be different for others, but I'm gonna go out on the limb and say, if you're not, it's for everyone involved, whether it's your gym bag. So for me, I actually need to buy like toiletries and stuff. So the things that stay in that bag, the less decisions you have to make when it comes to going to
Right.
work out, the higher the chance that it happens. And then I start to find myself. So whenever I work out, I post this thing called Winning the Day. And then, like, people are starting to be like, oh my gosh, I started working out because you used to be working out. So then there's people around me now. We're all kind of like winning the day. My best friend, he lives in New York. He runs his own startup company, big shot. But
Yeah.
that digs it home. That guy works out every day, and he's working. He's like, I couldn't run my company if it wasn't for, if I couldn't
Right.
do this. Like, he's like, I will not meet friends because I didn't work out. I will be late to a meeting. So I'm getting to that. So
Right.
I'm at that point now where even if I'm late at work, even like, well, this week I can't, working out is as important as breathing to me at this point. So it's like, even if there's an important call, I would take the call. But what I'm starting to understand is like, okay, look at your day and readjust. It's like, okay, so if you're busy, you're an adult, you're busy, right? So move the
Right.
workout in the morning. Move it
Make it
to
happen.
where it can
But this
happen.
is such a different conversation. It, like, this is such a different conversation and perspective than when we talked a month, 2 months ago. Like,
Yeah,
you're like, oh, I'm gonna postpone it because I have this going on. Like, let's do it, next month. Yada, yada. I'm like, yo, and now you're like, yo, this is like breathing to me now. Like, I have to do it.
yeah.
And I want to ask you, like, if you had to advise somebody that was in your shoes before, right? They were at Elton 1.0, right? That Elton, and I'm like, yo, Elton, come on, you said that you want to do this. No need to. Someone that's at that state versus where you're at today, what type of advice would you give them to wake up, to take initiative, to see?
The
Go ahead.
biggest advice I'll give them is that look at your day. You have 24 hours. You sleep 8, you work 8. Let's say that's the case, right? Some of us are working more than that. So that's 16 hours out of the 24 gone. So you don't have that much time to make your dreams come true. So the more you postpone working out, the more you postpone the sustainability it takes to achieve your dreams, period. So it's like, for me, for my comedy show, for example, like the focus this has brought out, I've been able to close myself and focus. Now I'm doing a show for Soho Warehouse. So we moved from the cafe. I'm going to be doing a show at Soho Warehouse January 11th. And I have a whole different better cast, and they're looking at making me a monthly thing, a bi-monthly thing in Soho. So I'm doing one at the cafe. Dude, that's producing a show, being a comedian, logistics, being a technology executive, dealing with this news from work. Gotta be a great friend. Gotta have a great relationship. There is no way on this earth you're able to perform at a high level consistently in all these areas and see progress, if you're not taking your workout routine seriously. And I don't care what it is, even if it's walking, whatever it is you think if you're not doing those things, what you have is a pipe dream. Like whatever it is that you're writing down, and until you're willing to take accountability and say, look, it's if you're not willing to say, how bad do I want it? I guess that's the biggest question, where it's like, if the moment you get real with it and you're willing to go through this thing that's been proven by all doctors, like there's no arguments of the science that you work out, you do better, and there's a high performance book that I read by Brendan Burchard, all the time, one of my favorite books. He says, like, you know what? Here are all these, principles of high performance. If you don't listen to any of them, listen to Go Work Out. This is someone who's like, he doesn't care about his book anymore. He doesn't care about you taking on his programs. He generally cares about your progress, saying, if you don't listen to anything else, work out. So
what I want to talk about today is, no matter who you are, what you do, whether you're a multi-million-dollar entrepreneur, whether you're a college student, whether you're an artist, musician, you are leaving a lot on the table by not prioritizing yourself, right? When I say prioritizing yourself, yes, I mean working out. It doesn't have to be in the gym. It can be going outside for a walk, a run. It's literally releasing those endorphins, right? You are leaving energy levels on the table. You are leaving thought clarity on the table. You're leaving creativity, creation on the table, right? Because when you work out, so many, like, you can only attest to this if you've been through it and you live this lifestyle, but if you're having a bad day, if you're having, some things on your mind, if you're, having to problem solve, if you have to figure things out, problems hit the gym and they all work out. Word to Drizzy. Literally, like, go to the gym with some problems on your mind, right? You know what I'm saying? Go in there, force yourself. You're not going to feel like it. You're not going to want to initially, but until you build that relationship with the gym, and this is what I stress to my clients all the time, it's like, when life happens, don't use life to be like, okay, I'm going to put my fitness on the back burner and just cope with it. Okay, I'm gonna just go back to eating trash food that's gonna put me in a depression. I'm gonna go back to not moving my body because I just lost this family member. Oh, I just lost my job. Oh, I just went through this relationship. I just need to cope. I just need to take a break from working out. No, that's you need to work out. That's the most primary time that you need to work out, because you're gonna build this relationship with working out that's going to catapult you into your next transformation. Instead of you going back into those self-sabotaging habits, you are literally going to problem solve. You're literally gonna be able to deal with the situation in such a more clear mind, a much heightened state, a high level instead of a low level. You're gonna be able to combat depression. So many of my clients, so many people have been able to combat depression with working out. I promise you, if you are depressed, force yourself to work out. That's literally what it's about. It's about forcing yourself to get there, forcing yourself to start. Today, I didn't want to work out. I started off with just walking. I'm like, fuck, I don't feel like running. Fuck, I don't feel like working out. It's like that 80% of the time, I promise you, it's like that 80% of the goddamn time, y'all. So it's literally about, if you can push yourself through that, oh, I don't feel like it, through your feelings bullshit, and make it happen. And that same attitude is gonna go into your relationships, go into your business. You're not gonna feel like doing X, Y. You're not gonna feel like meeting with employees. You're not gonna feel like drafting up that prompt. You're not gonna feel like running ads and split testing. You're not gonna feel like testing out new product. You're not gonna feel like doing a lot of things. So when you're able to push through, and a lot of people can do this in business. A lot of people, the multimillionaires, they have successful business. They're like, oh, I'm just focused on my business. I don't have time for myself. But I even guarantee you, those people, if you start to work out, you will make more money. Mark my words. Hit the link down below. Apply. Test it out. Test it for yourself. Invest into yourself. Develop a foundation. And that's something that Elton spoke as well. Like, you develop when you work with me, at least, I don't know about other online coaches, I can't speak for other online coaches, but when you work with No Stagnation Academy, you will develop a foundation within your eating habits, within your mindset, within your training program, where you will use this for the rest of your life. I have my client Dre, who worked with me probably 2 years ago, and he still is using macros. He's still using progressive overload. Even Moha, I'll put up a clip right now of Moha saying this is lifelong game. This isn't like college where it goes in one ear, you take the test, and out the other ear. This is lifelong game that you're going to continue to use.
This is Moha out to Joe Fitness. Just got my workout in. We in Mexico, still getting it in. Just want to say shout out to Joe. One of the things I struggled with before kind of joining the program was just understanding the right workouts to get to my body weight goals, my physical physique. I was doing a lot of cardio, wasn't getting enough protein. So he helped me kind of navigate that space. And once he gave me the game, I sold it up. And now, consistency over motivation is what I'm striving for now. So even, on this workcation, still getting it in. So that's something that I really hold dear to the program. It shaped me definitely for my workouts. Definitely got the body weight goals that I want. I reached my goal. I wanted to get down to about 165. I was at about $190. I wanted to drop down below like 8% body fat, got there. And just understand it's a balance, right? Your body weight is going to fluctuate. I learned now to not really focus on the body weight or body weight percentage, more so how I'm feeling and how I'm physically looking, because that scale is not really the true testament of the work that you put in. One of the things I think that slowed me from just hopping on instantly was the financial strain or burden. But, this is lifelong lesson. This game is not like college or most of college. You learn it and this kind of goes out the door. This is something that I continue to practice every day, doing slow mind muscle connection, squeezing my scapula when I'm doing back workouts, slow and control, upping the weight every couple weeks to build that, those muscles. And I share the game. He really helped me focus on macronutrients, and I developed a whole cookbook around that. And I noticed like when we eat out, it tastes good, but essentially it'd be empty calories, it'd be a lot of carbs, fats and sugars, but no protein. And, I started remixing kind of my favorite to make those macronutrient dish foods. And a lot of people fuck with it. So that's literally all game from Joe.
You feel me? So it's like most people don't know how to eat to build the body that they want to feel confident. Most people don't know how to train. Most people don't know how to build daily habits that they can stick with, that's sustainable. Not going on these fad keto diets. These, intermittent fasting is cool, but there's a time and a place for it. You have to know your body to know, okay, if I intermittent fast, is my metabolism already wrecked from me only eating 1 meal a day of bullshit? So when I go into an intermittent fast, yeah, it may, help with my gut, but it's not going to be optimal for building muscle and cutting fat. There's levels to this shit. You feel me? So you got to hit the link down below. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even got to do that. I mean, there's free resources that you can tap in with. But what I'm saying is, I promise you, you are leaving room for growth on the table. You're leaving money on the table. You are leaving happiness on the table. You are leaving life quality on the table by not prioritizing yourself. It can be 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. It doesn't really matter. It's just about starting. You start somewhere and you build up, you build up, you build up. I just wanted to drop that gem, man. We're going into the new year. Like if you need some accountability, which most people do when they're starting out, it's like when we were kids, right? When we were kids, we want to brush our teeth. We had our parents be like, yo, brush your teeth, brush your teeth, brush your teeth. Right? We had that accountability. We had that reminder until it became a habit, until we knew, until it set in stone. You feel me? Like it's harder on your own, especially when you're starting out. Now, if you're an ex-athlete and you have the work ethic and you're used to training all your life, okay, cool. But at first, we need that coach. We need that accountability. We need to be committed. We need to invest into ourselves. We pay attention to what we pay for. When we invest, I know, even speaking for myself, when I invest in mentorship, I pay attention to the material that's given way more than if it's free. You can go on ChatGPT right now, get a meal plan, get a workout plan. You can go on YouTube right now, get all type of workout plans, all type of nutrition. You can learn everything that you need to know on the internet. But 90% of people still struggle with results. Why is that? Because they don't have a strategy that's built for them. They don't have accountability, and they don't have somebody in their corner that can help tailor and tweak what needs to be tweaked. But honestly, it's consistency. It's a consistency game, and knowing your shit, knowing your macros, knowing how to eat 80-20, whole foods versus processed foods. You know what I'm saying? Working on that mind, that mental toughness, showing up. You know what I'm saying? Something that me and Elton worked on because he was brand new beginner. It's like, yo, we're not worried about perfect form. We're not worried about hitting weights. We're not worried about going super hard right now. We're worried about you showing up and getting into the habit of showing up. 10, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, it's all gonna compound. You're gonna wanna do more push-ups. You're gonna wanna lift heavier. You're gonna want to eventually continue up in the bar when you feel the energy, when you feel yourself getting stronger, when you're getting used to showing up, when it's starting to feel weird from you not showing up. So I've been putting some clips out throughout this video, but I'm gonna, put up some videos, put up some clips, man. Make sure y'all tap in, make sure y'all subscribe. There's a free meal plan down below. And if you have any questions, you can feel free to ask. When you download the meal plan, I will reach out. Me and my team members, I can see all the messages. So even if I'm not actively able to message you, one of my team members will reach out. I can see all the messages. So if you have any questions, they will get guided back to me to make sure that you're taken care of. I'm down to give free resources, free game. And if you want that next step, then coaching spaces are available. It is limited. It's very, very limited because I can only work with so many people. Now, once we start bringing on other coaches and things like that, it's different. But right now, it's very limited. So you can apply to join the waiting list. And yeah, we do have a couple spaces going into the new year, but yeah, just join the waiting list, secure, so that you can at least be in the Curie, and then we'll take it from there. All right, much love, Joe Fit Johnson, no stagnation, dope not famous. We out here, you feel me? It's a nice day. It doesn't really feel like Christmas when you're out in LA, but I'm about to go get some grub, and yeah, we here.
Stuff like that. But I think what you help me with is like, look, dude, like, we can spend all day talking, but in the nicest way possible. You're like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you seem to be a great talker. Everyone else seems to be a great talker. Like, what have you done? What have you put on paper? And guess what? Even if it's the ugliest push-up I've ever seen, you're automatically better than a lot of people. Even if it's the whatever it is that you're doing, And hey, I started to be like, you should hear me now. I was like, well, I don't know, this stretching stuff is wasting my time. Now, whenever I start, I'm like, oh, scapula.
Let's talk about that. I want to talk about that.
I'm in that cow. I'm doing my cow, and people are looking at me in the gym. I'm like, this is how you stay looking this. This stretch is actually, I'd say, when you're looking at the scale, it's like 55%. The stretch is way more important. 45% of the workout is important, and you are actually working out as you stretch. That's what I realized as well. So I think next level, watching my videos will really help me with more. I see why you do that, because it's like, wow, if I ask you every time, like, is this right? It's not going to be like watching a full video like that when I go into the gym. And so when I start to hear some of the exercises, I can just go. I can just do it. I can just go. So I see that it's a 6-month program, and you're training me, to be self-sufficient, which is the gift of this, which I think is different. If I'm recommending a program to someone, I'm like, look, this is made for you to succeed, to have perpetual success in working out, because everything is dependent on you. And I know people are like, well, if it's dependent on me, why are I getting a trainer? Great question. Is because because you don't have someone, saying, hey, I'm looking at your workouts. You've been moderate for a while. It's, like, the data is super important. And the little high five I get after working out, how much I look forward to that. That little automated guy saying, 50 workout, and I'm like, fuck yeah. So this is the most, I don't know how I think that, I would advise to everyone that, take this seriously, and it's not an accident that all these successful people are in the gym. Like, it is not an accident. So I finally get it, and I'm gonna have my low days and what have you, but I always challenge myself, like, okay, if I didn't work out today, it's like, all right, sounds like Sunday, sounds like Saturday, Sunday. So it's like, just kind of get to that point, where I've changed my mentality, man, and I'm doing it, and I'm seeing the results, and people are saying, you're different now, you look different. I'm sure when you started working out, you didn't always have muscles, you didn't always look good, people are like, all right, we'll see how it all works out, right? All right, okay, you're gonna do all those things, like, okay, dude, it's delusional until you fucking do it, isn't it?
Exactly.
So that's what I've learned. Like, you can't, it's almost like the Mamba mentality. When it comes to stuff like, do you have that dog in you? And that dog in you doesn't mean you're gonna be a beast. The dog in you is, do you have the dog in you to face that you're the blocker, that you're the problem, that it's not your work, it's not the finances, it's fucking you. Are you able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, okay, here's the problem. It's not the opportunities, it's not your race, it's not your manager, it's fucking you, and until you have that dog in you to, like, all right, that's fucking me. Okay, that's me. It's not all these things. All right, step 1, what do I do? Step 2. And I think that's the difference. That's the difference.